Hi guys, we're just going to talk about the new Philips defib because we're moving away from the Zoll to the Philips throughout the hospital, and we need to know how to use this because we're rolling it out Monday. So we're going to talk about how you would deliver a shock in a resus situation, also for a planned cardioversion, how you would dump the charge if needed, and then later we'll do test load function. So this is the new Philips defib. It's color coded with numbers for ease of use. So number one here is your basic settings and your joules. Now with our Zoll defibs, we used to default to 200 joules. This manufacturer, Philips, suggests that we default to 150. So you can see that it's grey, so it helps you remember. So you would select your charge, your joules, then hit charge, and once that's ready, this will flash and you can defibrillate. I'll do it in a moment for you, just give you the rest of the buttons. Up here is how you would change to a children's mode, pediatric. Down here is how you would change where you're reading your rhythm from. So it defaults to the pads, but you can change to lead 1, 2 or 3 if you have got your 3 leads on. Down here is your alarm silence button. Then also you've got your print button. Now this machine will automatically start printing if any alarm goes off or if you start charging. This button will then be able to turn the printer off if you don't want it to print. If the machine for whatever reason isn't not printing and you want it to print, it's the same button. So it's just the opposite function of whatever the printer's doing. That button will tell it to do the opposite. So when you come up to the machine, you should have a look up here in this little square. You'll see that it's got an hourglass figure. That means that the battery's okay. So let's prepare to dial up a charge in a resus situation to shock a patient. Let's turn this down to 150 joules. And the machine will turn on and do its little check. All right, let's prepare to charge. So in any resus situation, you're going to go, all right, going to do a rhythm check. CPR, like all chest compressions continue, everyone else away, charging, checking your bed space, make sure it's clear except for compressions. Compressions away, they're off. Have a look, it's a shockable rhythm. Deliver the shock.
Shock delivered.
CPR continue, and then keep
Begin
going.
CPR.
The machine will keep a tally of how many joules were given and how many times you've shocked as well, which is quite helpful. It'll also start a timer for the whole resus at the top. So now let's look at the situation of maybe we have a non-shockable rhythm when we do a rhythm check. So same sequence of events, you know, preparing to do a rhythm check, compressions continue, everyone else away, charging, top, middle, bottom, checking the bed space. Once it's fully charged, you have a look and you go, look, that looks like a PEA. We need to dump the charge. Come here where it says cancel charge. Press that button and the charge disappears. And then you can go have a look at your patient and see if they've got a pulse. The other event we might need to use this is for a planned cardioversion. So in that case, we need to, make sure the patient's ready. Check with the doctor what joules they would like. Say in this case it's 150 again. You need to pop your sync button on. When you pop the sync button on, it will light up blue, and you'll see that you get an arrow above every R wave, so that you're shocking on the R. So once again, saying everyone else clear, preparing to do a cardioversion, charging, top, middle, bottom. Once it's fully charged, you need to hold your finger on the shock button
delivered
until the shock is delivered on that R wave. So you do need to hold that button down. Now, different to the Zoll, this machine stays synced. It doesn't go back to an asynchronous mode. So for subsequent shocks, you won't need to repress it. So just be mindful of that when you have a look. And then the last thing that we need to do is just our daily checks. So for that, what we can do is just unplug the defib pads and plug it in to our test plug here. So in there. Philips suggests that we actually we'll do our test shock at 150 joules. So take the sync off, in our case, dial up to 150 joules, press charge, and deliver the shock.
Shock cancelled.
It says shock cancelled and it starts printing out that your test has passed. It says shock cancelled because it's gone into the test plug. On the side, on the printer, you'll see that it will print this out. When you get to the part where it says shock aborted, test passed, you need to hit the print button to stop the machine from printing. Otherwise it will just continue printing. And then sign and date and time that like you would normally. So that's a very quick run through on the Philips defib. We will go through pacing on a separate video when we get a pacing machine. All right, thanks guys.